Oh, silly goose. Welcome back to my channel, everyone. My name is Norma Carlisle, and if you are just tuning in for the first time, look at this catto. Ow. Oh, cat! You look so uncomfortable. If you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you enjoy this video. So this video is about similarities of cystic fibrosis and COVID-19. So with all this coronavirus going on, I have a genetic disorder called cystic fibrosis, and these two things, the virus and my disease, have more similarities than just having C's in them. So without further ado, let's get on to this video. So starting off is not a lot of people know what cystic fibrosis is. CF is a genetic disorder that happens that I was born with. So it's not contagious or anything like that. But what happens is your body creates really thick and sticky mucus, and that gets all over your organs. So like your lungs are filled with this junky thick mucus, and it creates a perfect breeding ground for bacteria. So because of this, you have a lot of lung infections and just a bad time breathing. So this mucus isn't just in your lungs, it's also in your pancreas, it's in your digestive system. It just kind of makes everything not good, not function correctly. So without going too much into detail with CF, some similarities between CF and COVID-19, or the coronavirus that's happening right now, is COVID-19 affects, it's like a respiratory thing. It's more like an enhanced version of the flu, right? But some of the precautions that the state and the government is actually having us do is exactly what patients with CF have to do. It's pretty crazy to see what life is having these two exist, coexist together. So one of which, I went to the gas station the other day and they had a sign that says, please stay 6 feet apart of people or of strangers, and I honestly, when I saw that, kind of chuckled a little bit. With CF patients, you cannot be in the same room next to each other, you can't be touching each other because you guys can contaminate each other with the different bacteria. So you have to stay 6 feet away from everyone. So all these precautionary measures that everyone is, being self-quarantined and self-isolating and social distancing are all core elements of patients that have CF. It's, I guess, from my personal perspective, it's so crazy to think that the whole world is doing something that you do. Personally, I've done it 5 times a year, get admitted into the hospital for 2 weeks and you are literally self-isolated. You are quarantined to your own room. Again, there's different diseases that are worse than mine, I acknowledge that, but it's insane to think that for 16 years of your life, what you have done, what you have felt, that kind of pull away from everything that you've known is what the whole world is experiencing in these 14 days, 15 days. It's, I don't know. I guess I remember some people saying, you don't understand what I'm going through and all these things, you don't understand the pain that I go through and all the, I guess to know and to realize that this whole world has a sense of what you go through on a regular basis, or at least what I go through on a regular basis, it's, I have no words for that experience. It's eye-opening. It kind of makes it so that when I talk to people about when they check up on me, how are you doing in the hospital? It's hard for them to imagine a world where they can't touch their friends, they can't see their friends, and the only one person that can even understand what you're going through, you can't even touch, you can't even meet, you can't even see them. That physical touch is something that a lot of people take for granted. And having coronavirus, come and I guess make people self-isolating to the point where they want to go back to school. They want to see their friends. They want to hug them. They want to touch them. They want to be with them. They want to hang out with them. And to understand that that is what I go through in the hospital makes it so much easier to talk to people. Because now I can refer to this time in history and I can say, remember that time where you were locked up in your room or in your house and you couldn't go anywhere because you didn't want to risk your own life? That is what happens 14 to 21 days in one hospitalization for CF patients. It's this moving experience, and the COVID-19 and all this is bad. Like, you know, it is, and it, you know, some people are in more high risk than others, but for everyone to contribute to this quarantine and the self-isolation is something that's a little bit bonding, because you bond over this hard time. So instead of living in fear of, you know, contracting this disease, or I guess not this disease, this virus, like knowing that everybody else is going through something similar is comforting, because you're not the only one. Everyone has these precautions and all these things that both COVID-19 and cystic fibrosis have to go with. So that was the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and if you have any questions, please comment them down below. I am thinking of doing like a CF related video, so if you have any questions for that, please just let me know. And looks like my words kind of put Misty to sleep. I hope it didn't do the same to you guys. But have a wonderful day, evening, you guys, and I'll see you later. Bye. I spotted a catto. Look at that beautiful kitty. Hi, Misty.